we welcome our guest speaker, Don Williams.
Follow that. I forget who it was, Groucho Marx, where he said, you don't want to follow a dog act or a kid act. And it is a sad moment. And this is going to kind of affect the presentation today. First, though, of course, a gift from Bill and Heather. They provided the tissues. So have them at the ready. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is, as I thought about this, it's hard to be light. Kip's passing has affected me and all of us in a way that I didn't expect. And then I reflect on Florida and what happened. And this is kind of I'm not in a good mood. I'm not ready to be jocular yet. I was talking to Brian a little bit about it. It's kind of like after 9/11 on Saturday Night Live, Reggie yawning. He says, "Is it okay to be funny?" So, with that, I'm going to get my usual Bible verse out here. Because I was reflecting on this today, and I just wanted to share something with you if I could. When my heart was grieved, I can't do this. I should just quit. When my heart was grieved and my spirit embittered, I was senseless and ignorant. I was a brute beast before you. Yet I'm always with you. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel. And afterward you take me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And earth has nothing I desire beside you. My flesh and heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart. This is why I will never be a preacher, and you can all be grateful for that. All right, I've been told I need to plug in the Brian, and we'll get this show on the road. I want to thank Ron Chandler, in particular, our city manager, for putting this together for me, because that's just not what I do. I have no idea what I'm pushing here. Well, I'm getting there, but I don't know where the E drive is.
Candace to the rescue.
There we go. While we're doing it, I had one thing I swear I was going to do, because as you know, we've had some trials as council, and I've had trials as mayor, and if you listen to social media or read it much, I've been called everything under the sun. And I always reflect on the movie Patton, and there's this scene where George C. Scott has to apologize to the troops for slapping a private for cowardice. And so Eisenhower says, you got to go apologize in front of these people. And he walks up, long triumphant entry, and he says the following: today I thought I would stand up here and let you people see if I'm as big a son of a bitch as some of you think I am. Can I get away with that? So, done. That's perfect. We'll just roll with this. State of the city, City of Lincoln City. And I'm sorry, this is just going to be kind of a rat-a-tat-tat, not a lot of comment, and I think we'll all be thankful for that. Again, thank you, Ron, for all this. Appreciate it very much. We're going to talk about the Parks and Rec. Recreation Community Center. I'm just we installed a new pool sanitation systems, eliminated the use of gas chlorine. That was a part of the pushback. We can thank Kip for that, because that was part of, I want to say 2 years ago, he put in a request during the budget for $10,000, something like that. No, it's more than that. Ron, was it 100?
All total will be less 70,000.
70,000. And so he was originally wanting to expand the slides and things like that, and we ended up coming up with, let's put in the chlorine system, let's put in the Jumbotron and things like that. So that's a real nice bonus. We offer free lifeguard classes and reorganized the choir team structure. Rec Kid participation and revenue nearly doubled. Ocean Lake Elementary second grade swim program returned for the first time in 5 years. I was shocked. We were having a discussion, I think Gail had come up and was talking about the swim program, and I asked the question, how many kids are going through swimming lessons? And I was shocked to find out none. As far as the school-sponsored swim programs. I think it said something along the lines of, we live next to an ocean, we have a lake, we have rivers, but we're not teaching our kids to swim. It didn't seem the most prudent practice. So I was very happy to see this going on. There was no fault of Gail, so I don't want anyone to take that away from her. We increased the use of the Jumbotron. That's not what it's called, but that's what we're calling it. Anyone seen that? Have you all seen that? Get into the swimming pool. You don't have to get into the pool itself. Go watch them meet. This is terrific. Part of the reason we wanted this was to attract more swim meets to our city, because those are amazing tourist draws. Those folks come in, the moms, the dads bring the kids, and they spend like crazy. I got a restaurant right near the track, or the swim center, and it's been very nice. But it's also a good way to show off Lincoln City, and so kudos. The best ever inaugural event, the Floating Pumpkin Patch. Get that? What a fun idea. Just brilliant. To dump a bunch of pumpkins in a swimming pool and have fun. Now, I got suspended when I did that in high school, but if you're in government, it's okay to do, I guess. You can dump whatever you want in the pool and call it an event. Anyway, but great idea, great fun, and I did find out that we did source locally for pumpkins, and that was a concern. I didn't want the local merchants to miss out on those pumpkin sales that are so important to them. So well done again, Ron, Gail, thank you very much for that. Okay, parks and open space maintenance. Forgot a park, new ADA compliant playground. Playground equipment meets the needs of kids between ages 2 and 12. New Morgan family stage also built. Is that the final name of, is that the Ford Foundation? Okay, so that was the result. Susan and the Ford, when she was on the Ford Foundation, this is the culmination of 3 years now?
Oh, no. More like...
Well, I know, but I first heard of it way back. Okay, so about 6 years. This is that slow grinding government getting things done, but well done. It's going to be a great asset to the park. Curtis's Park is now a full-fledged outdoor baseball facility, restructured the soil composition, and the results allow play even after storms. Not in the case in the past. Comment by league representative: when it rained, we could never use the field. Now it's our best field. Added dugouts to field 1 and 2 benches, helmet racks and bat racks. Added yellow outfield fence caps and distance markers. Added LED scoreboards to fields 1 and 2 and warning tracks to all 3 fields. Purchased portable mounds for the older kids to reduce maintenance, and added an electric lining box in the middle of the small field for the league's pitching machine, eliminating the need for extension cords across the field. This is something where I was approached, I want to say, right after I got elected, by a couple of parents who were just really upset by the condition of the field. And Parks Department, Lila Bradley and Public Works took that under their belt or arm, and they said, we're going to fix it. And we've got a first-class park, so you can be very proud of that. Okay. And I didn't leave it. Let's click the title in there. Brilliant. I don't know how to work these things. Okay, created a team atmosphere in parks maintenance, making the department more efficient with an attitude to get things done, and team members are encouraged to share ideas on how to make our city more attractive while reducing our maintenance costs. One example of this teamwork: re-landscaping of both 51st and the front of Highway 101 from Orsport equipment to Southeast 19th Street. I think most of you have seen that as you drive by. It's just beautiful now. I think it's part of, I seem to remember Councilor Anderson, when he was first mayor, talking about, why do we have grass in these places? Why don't we have more of a coastal theme? And it's nice to see that transition into a lower maintenance and more coastal themes. And I keep patting Ron on the back, but I'm sorry, I like the guy. This team member atmosphere is really indicative of Ron's presence in our city. He brings people together, he listens to them, and we've had some really great growth. And I don't mean any disparagement on anyone in the past, but I didn't know him that well. But I know Ron, and we can be very grateful to him. Sewers and Public Works. That's going to be the big one coming our way. Council has worked steadily, last council, this council, I'm sure future councils, for increasing our sewer presence. With that, though, comes the challenges of disposal. Under Schooner Creek Bridge, sewer line boring project, remove lines on the bridge and board them under Schooner Creek. Many of you will remember that was a kind of a long, drawn-out process for a while with a lot of equipment and piping staged along the side of the road. The first organization that we hired didn't quite get the job done, and so we were able to bring in K&E Excavating. They just banged that sucker out, and then while we're there, Lila came to us and said, "Hey, while we're there, why don't we take care of the creek wastewater treatment sewer mainline boring under Schooner Creek to plant 2 redundant 4-inch lines, allowing for inspection and cleaning of the 24-inch line, 1,600 feet of new sewer line. This is going to save us lots of money down the road. This is making secure the line. So you won't be seeing more digging and tearing up and replacing and us coming to you for more money." Regatta Park ADA Playground Parking Design Project, that was already mentioned. Westlake Low Pressure Sewer Local Improvement Districts, eliminating septic systems adjacent to the lake. 4 new connections were made in 2017, totaling 10 new connections since 2015. Again, that's another push from council and I think from the public that we want to get most of those houses on the lake off of septic and onto sewer, and that's we're moving steadily towards. Northwest 50th Sewer Pump Station Upgrade and North Voyage Pump Station Upgrade, Roads End Major Drainage and Paving Projects, Dewatering Facility, and the Wastewater Treatment Plant. Don't want to go too much into it, but this is going to be your big thing to start thinking about, is the dewatering plant. Council committed a good deal of money to this. For those of you who don't know what happens when you flush a toilet, it goes down there to the sewage treatment plant. There is, the water is separated in a way into a holding pond, and then water is returned to Schooner Creek. Now what happens to the sludge? Well, in the past it's been gathered and it's been spread around fields in Oregon. Well, those fields are disappearing through selling, attrition, or that they just have overloaded it and the EPA saying, no, you've got too high concentrations of nitrogen and things like that. So we don't have places to put our waste anymore. This is going to take care of that for now. It's going to remove the water, turn it into pellets. I think we'll go towards that. But I just want to let you know, the city's been very proactive in that, and I think we've come up with some really good solutions for this issue. Okay, urban renewal, top 5. We have a transfer of 2 urban renewal properties to city ownership, the Ballard Building, or the Glass Studio, and the D-Lake Building, where you are now. The Baywalk Schooner Point Highway 101 Turnout Project, partnering with Public Works, is doing the bidding and construction management, and the urban renewal staff did the design dust-off and permitting under construction. Been really happy with urban renewal's been doing, trying to save money on these projects and returning properties to the tax roll. The Utility Undergrounding Project, you can thank Councilor Ward, or Councilor Anderson. This has been a big push of his, and it's going to really beautify that entry to our city. Partner with Public Works is doing the bidding and construction management. Our staff did design easements and permitting, and it's under construction. I just saw today they're running the conduit down there from in front of the motel, and making good progress despite the crummy weather. Commercial property development, survey Southeast 32nd wetland delineation and easement research. Northeast First, secured business organization grant for level 1 fire. These things are, this is a slow grind of government. What's the saying? If you like sausage and you like government, you won't see how it's made, laws or whatever. Anyway, it's boring. EV charging stations managed. This is why we have good people like Ron and his directors to handle this. EV charging stations managed service repairs, research, and replacement of 2 of the 4 stations, and loan program servicing transition. All right, top 5, city economic development. Ballard Building lease, we just talked about that. Repairing the west wall, repairing the roof on it. Lincoln Square lease renewal and expansion for the Community Services Consortium and the Career Tech High School. If many of you have never been up there, you should treat yourself and go up and visit Career Tech. These are some kids who are at risk for failing, for disappearing from the school system, and they're being redeemed and being put back. They're giving a second chance, giving hope, and finishing their education. A new Oregon Main Streets application. Okay, what's going on now? Besides 2 construction projects managed by Public Works, the city and the URA are partnering to issue development offerings on February 1st through a request for expression of interest on 8 publicly owned properties. Let me just go on. This is about the properties that Urban Renewal owned, and it's been a familiar request from a lot of citizens to say, look, you own a ton of property, and it's not paying a bit of property taxes. What are you going to do with it? And so we've heard, and we've started making steps towards it, and now property is going to get put back onto the tax rolls. And we've hired a company to help us with that. And I think you're going to see some really interesting projects come of it. Driftwood Public Library completed the RFID conversion and moved all circulating DVDs out from behind the desk onto the library floor. I forget what RFID means, except a radio frequency ID. Basically, it's a tracking system, so DVDs don't walk out the door. This has led to a 100% increase in the use of the library's self-check stations, as well as significant increases in DVD circulation. Completed the 5-year strategic plan and implementation plan, and launched a new streamlined and mobile-compatible website. Installed the first of 7 Driftwood little libraries, small library outposts throughout the community. These are as cute as can be. They started out as little community ideas. Watched the stories of little kids doing this, just putting up little boxes outside their home and putting library books in them, or used books. And you want a book, take a book. I think it's a wonderful idea. There's 3 Driftwood little libraries that have been installed and are in operation. One at the community center, one at Devil's Lake State Park, and one at the Taft bus stop. We plan to install 4 more in the following locations. You can see it there. We received grant funding to send outreach coordinator Star Khan to the Guadalajara Book Fair in order to revitalize and relaunch our Spanish language collection. Our items just arrived from Mexico, and we are collecting them now. We anticipate holding a ribbon cutting and reception when the new materials are ready to go. I always like that forward thinking as we go through projects. Citizens Police Academy. Citizens Police Academy, first year for the general public participation. And we've got, is the second one started already? They recruited for the second one, but I don't know if it started yet. Starts this fall. And by all accounts, it was a great success. I think it's always best when you can see something from someone else's perspective, and I think a lot of folks in law enforcement appreciate that. Staffing levels of the police department. With only 1 remaining police vacancy, this is the highest we've been staffed for quite a while. We'll see the actual benefits of this beginning next spring. And it just occurred to me, I'm thinking, well, it's a joke. In my head, it's like, okay, I'll make a joke about the donut shortage, and then with the marijuana initiative, the snack shortage. In hiring officers for our vacancies, we were able to get a good mix of both new officers and experienced officers from other agencies. In 2017, we hired 3 experienced officers, 15 years, 12 years, and 3 years. Great group of people. Just, you can be so proud of your police force. Accessible, like I've never seen. You can walk up within bounds, of course, and introduce yourself and say hi. The thing that struck me when we would introduce folks at the city council, or in the swearing-in ceremony, is to look over and see the kids. These are people with families. They're not just the uniform that want to take your stuff away and send you off to jail. And it was good for me to be reminded. These are young men and women, some older, but with families, and they want to be part of the community, and it's tough for them. We were talking to Chief Killian about a rec center in the new police facility, and one thing he pointed out is it's tough for a cop to go to the gym, because right next to him on the weight rack is a guy he just arrested 12 hours ago. And they run into those things that we don't as a general public, and it's good to keep in mind. So take a cop to lunch. Police facility project. With the architecture firm under contract, we can say this project is underway. And Ron, I was struggling with what are we calling the representative for the city, the fellow we just met. What do we call him? The guy who's looking out for our interests.
Oh, the owner's representative.
Owner's representative, thank you. I could not find that word in my head. We've met the owner's representative. He'll be looking out for our interests in this project and keeping things all above board and the like. We we have a school resource officer presence back in the school due to our staffing issues and a promotion. The SRO was out of the schools at the first of the year. Beginning this school year, we are back in schools with Officer Logan. Well, when we talk about Florida, it's good to have a presence there, and we're grateful to him. And definitely our gratitude goes to Oscar for all his years of service. It meant a lot to the kids. Okay, one of my favorite organizations in the city is the Visitor and Convention Bureau. These are just some logos from events they've been involved in. We'll talk about them just a bit here. 7 Miles of Smiles video and television commercials. I think that was presented to most of you. Just beautiful photography, videography, and we can be very proud of the way we're being represented. Event partnerships, successful launch of All New Pixie Fest, a successful handover to Chowder and Brew Fest, and a tour to die for with Travel Oregon, and Oregon Festivals and Events Association awards along the way. I went through that real quickly, and I'm sorry, but that's a big deal to get these awards for production of these events, and we can be very proud of that. What I really like about the way the VCB is running now, when I first became involved in government, we were really struggling with the VCB, not in a real bad way, but just accountability of where is money going. We couldn't expect to get a full representation of how it returns to us, because that's nearly impossible with advertising and things like that. But to be able to say, where is it right at this moment? The budgeting and the categorization and coding, and it was a mess. With Ron and Ed Drystock putting that together in an understandable way for a counselor, it's been terrific. And Ed is the cheapest man I've ever met, which I love. He wants to get the biggest bang for your buck, and he really respects a dollar, and I appreciate that. And what I really appreciate is his philosophy that the city is not going to be in charge of these events. The city is there to help. The city is there to grease the wheels, to say, look, we know the contacts, we know the procedures, let us get that help out to you, and then you take it and run. And it's going to live or die on your efforts, not the city's. And I think it's a testimony to success. Almost every one of these events is back and bigger each year. So, well done. First, comprehensive media planning, delivering targeted messages to our key source markets. Ed has mentioned repeatedly, we're not really going to advertise in Montana too much anymore. When we realize that the Valley is where our money's coming from. The overnighters are from Portland, the day trippers are from Salem, and hopefully we can pick up around there. The VCC grant program having more applications than money, resulting in more spending on more projects to bring visitors to town. We've added 2 new ways to register glass floats for finders keepers, texting and website, which tripled the number of registrations. The data gives us a better look at guest source of residency and helps us craft the program going forward. What's not mentioned in here, and I think Ed mentioned it last year, is the, I've lost the word again, the program we use with the when people come into our website and they, was it?
The booking engine.
Yeah, but it was
Jackrabbit.
Jackrabbit. That was the one. Thank you, Jackrabbit. When people log into our website, it automatically will take them to a hotel website, and I think that's just terrific. IT, yay, my IT crowd, provided training and full support for the city's move to a SELA agenda and minutes for agenda and packet generation, migrated Driftwood Library to City Network with zero downtime and impact to staff and patrons, migrated GIS application and licensing servers from Novell to an Active Directory with zero downtime and impact to staff, maintain 100% uptime for all networks, messaging, and directory services. We have Tony to thank for that. Awesome group. I told Tony I like my IT department like I like my NBA referees. I need you there, but I don't want you influencing the game. I don't want to know you're there. And they fulfilled that perfectly. We have, I can't remember a glitch that they weren't able to fix immediately, and with a smile, and that's real nice. They provided timely and effective solutions to a myriad of requests, including configured public works conference room for video conferencing and audio recording, implemented solutions for off-site attendance of councilors for city council meetings, which is really nice because sometimes you just can't make those meetings. Troubleshooting and resolution of connectivity issues between Detronics and Colorado Time Systems, and replaced aging and unsecure FTP server with Dropbox accounts. When I was writing this, it said insecure accounts. I was going to make a big joke about that. I'll let it go. Okay. This is good. good as it gets, folks. Lincoln City, it's kind of dumb to say it, but we're about the people. The city doesn't run without people. And we're not machines. We're not animals. We're people with lives, hopes, aspirations, goals, dreams. And part of working here is living here. And we're trying to make that as accessible and as easy as possible through things like the assisted, I don't know what we're calling it, the assisted housing, where we own a couple homes and rent it out to people who come. And, I think we're going to be talking more about that if the housing issue still stays a problem. LCPEA, CBA, this is our union negotiations, successfully negotiated before expiration without going to mediation or arbitration. Why that's important to you is if we didn't, it would cost a ton to keep doing it. We had great representation from the city staff and from our negotiator. Police department staffed to 95%, first time since 2015. Applicant recruitment was 100% transition to Kronos. I have no idea what Kronos is. Successfully recruited and hired new Parks and Rec Director Jean Sprague. Welcome. Successfully recruited, hired, and onboarded 36 new employees year to date. We want to make Lincoln City a welcoming place for people to work on behalf of the city and keep them in a good mood so they don't yell at us. Planning Department, vacation rental dwellings, new regulations regarding the cap in the R15 single-family zone took effect. In January 2018, the new overnight occupancy regulations took effect, where the maximum number of overnight guests is controlled by the number of bedrooms and capped at a maximum of 16, unless the homes in the commercial zones have been built or retrofitted to commercial building codes. Also related to VRDs is the zoning for roads and neighborhood. I'll touch on that near the end if I still have some time. Zoning ordinance amendments. In 2017, the Commission reviewed several code and comprehensive plan amendments, including temporary uses, indoor theaters, transportation system plan, ordinance amendments, vacation rental dwelling, domestic fowl. That was actually a kind of a lengthy process. Someone complained because the chickens were in their yard, and it's one of those funny little government things that kind of takes a life of its own. And hopefully we settle it by requiring a 10-foot separation from any property line and any dwelling. And enforcements and inspections, the ordinance updated land use enforcement and inspection procedures. How are we doing on time? We good? Yeah? Got about 5 minutes? Okay. I'll stop now if you want. Okay. Zoning for the Roads End State Park and one lot owned by Lincoln County changed from county zoning to park. Parks and Rec. In the current budget year, City Council approved funding for a new Parks and Rec Director, Jean Sprague, who began in November, and we're just excited to do that every year. So welcome. Economic opportunity analysis, housing needs analysis, building lands inventory, and the Sky neighborhood plan. I was speaking with someone today, and I think what's really been important about this council in the last couple of years is we're setting up the groundwork for the next councils. We've been going over plan after plan after plan and getting that laid out. And so from this day forward, your councils and planning commissions and directors and such will have a blueprint to take you into the next decade or two. I only have 30 more of these. This is good. Imagine Lincoln City, you heard about. That's going to be interesting. The Village of Cascade Head, the preliminary master plan update. We're moving. It's taking a long time, but I think that'll pay off big dividends in the future. Building and development activity, continuing the 2016 trend. New home starts have increased. To date, we received 80 new single-family or duplex permits. Coming up in 2018, affordable and workforce housing ordinance amendments to commercial design standards. That's my big one. I really want to see a little more cohesive theme in the city. I think we're missing a giant opportunity. And I think for business owners, I remember when I started my businesses and built from scratch, it would be great to have one less decision to make. If I could just go to the planning department, they'd say, okay, here's your 3 colors to choose from. I want you to pick these 3 things to be on the outside of your building. Ah, great, I don't have to think about it here. Then I'll go gray, and then I'm done. So some people will go, well, that's impressive, and some people will go, thank you, I don't have to think about this anymore. And it does bring that theme to our city. Major construction participated for the next year at the new police station and the new hospital. There's absolutely no time to go into those, but they're going to be terrific. These are just my thoughts on some things, and I'll try to be quick. Housing stock is increasing, VRDs are decreasing, and property values will be affected. somewhere here I had a note from we also have to take into effect the new tax law from the federal level, how that's going to affect secondary homes and mortgages, mortgage deductions. I tried to make heads or tails of it. Basically, what the National Association of Realtors is saying is that you can expect a 9 to 12% decrease in your property values because of this, because we have such a high tax load in Oregon, California, Washington, and I think 2 other states without the sales tax are going to be hit pretty hard. And we need to be cognizant of that. As VRDs are decreasing, that value that those properties have is going to draw down the surrounding properties, because when you do I call it an evaluation, wow, the words are disappearing. Was that? Yeah. Anyway, it's something to think about. Minimum wage increases again in June for you business owners who are paying that. I'm just going to give you my spiel again, my woe is me. 50 cents an hour multiplied by the 400 hours a week I pay equals 200 per week, 800 per month, 41.6 per year with no increase in prices, productivity, or profit. And we continue job cuts, decreased customer service availability, and no extra money to give as raises to those who truly deserve a raise. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's not a moral question. It's not an ethical question. It's a math question. If there is no more money coming in, I cannot give it out. I ask my employees all the time, who pays you? And they'll say, you do. I say, no, that guy buying the sandwich paid you. I just take the money and give it to you. So it's something to be aware of as we get closer and closer to that nirvana of $15 an hour for someone to put a piece of meat on a bun. I don't mean to disparage anyone, but it's not worth that. And so you're seeing companies like McDonald's with their self-service kiosks. And whether that survives or not, I don't know. But it's going to eliminate jobs. And then how do we fill those? Whole other story. I think it's my last one. The new federal taxes, the new warming shelter is open. That's been a bit of a bone of contention for some people, not for me. I'm pretty darn happy that it's open. When I see those people come in at night, dripping wet, freezing cold, and starving, I'm glad they're there. So, Patrick Alexander, Amanda Cherryholm, and others definitely deserve your appreciation. Budget committee opening. We talked about this last night. I think we have 2 positions yet to fill. Please apply. This is where we decide how the money gets spent. And if you want to have a say in that, it's a great introduction to government and just how fun it is. Dog park. My wife and I are talking about this just a little bit, and I would love to hear from some people, not tonight or today, but we have the property where the warming shelter is, and we've got about a ½ acre out back, and we thought, wouldn't it be a great way to say thank you to Kip? Tissue? if we could do something like that for you. So, see me, we'll talk about it, and I think it's very doable. And I think we had an eclipse. Was that the biggest non-event that ever happened in your life? Oh, my goodness. It was Panic City. Ron, again, was put through the ringer, and he's still here, and all of his hair is amazing. I think we went broke on toilets, portable toilets, and all that. But it was still a fun event. We got a lot of great publicity out of it. I was all over town talking to the news people. You, the citizens, did an amazing job during that. You were so gracious to everyone. I think, oh, Lord, I'm done. This is my last time as mayor before you. I just want to get to a sentence. It would be terrific. Thank you all. I appreciate it. It's been a heck of a ride. And I recommend it to anybody. So, with that, I'm done. Thank you.